Today, I'm going to talk about the ZF and who it's for.
Happier than ever, like I never thought forever was you. Our skies are blue, dancing kind of weather, back together like I wasn't into.
When Nikon put out its launch video for the ZF, we see a lot of young people taking photographs, making videos, and a lot of us older folks have been wondering, who's this camera geared for? It does have a retro style design, but it wasn't being shot with anyone in our age group. Nikon is taking an old heritage design, melding that with some technology from the new era, bringing it together to satisfy both young people and old people. So we can call that legacy film shooters and our new generation content creators. Why do I say this? Well, we can start with the screen first and foremost. This is the first full-frame camera that has a flip-forward screen. None before has ever carried that screen. This is something that a lot of photographers hate. Most people prefer the tilt-up screen, tilt-down screen that we have in all our Z series cameras and what we've had in some of the DSLRs. But we're in an age where a lot more people are shooting video. Fujifilm seem to have captured some of that market over the years with a camera with a retro style design that takes pictures and also provides great video. One of the things I've been seeing is that the film simulation have been drawing a lot of attention to a lot of more younger folks. They can use these film simulations to simulate what film would look like back in the day. Now, those of us who shoot film are saying it's not real, it's not exactly the same, or it could be close to it in some cases. Those of us who shoot Nikon cameras don't use the creative controls. I know I don't. This is something that's in the camera to kind of simulate some film looks. We've moved from these things in some of the film and we like what we can create with our digital cameras, but this camera is not just for us. Photography is not just for old folks. While this camera has a heritage design, it doesn't mean that it's geared specifically towards photographers. The top plate harkens back to film cameras of old. The back screen definitely speaks new technology. And if you look at some of the technology that I've introduced in this camera, it is something that can benefit both photographers and videographers alike. Yesterday, there was a video that came out where you had creators talking to the people who developed the camera and asking them about what was their ideas behind the design and why they did these things. If you haven't seen it, I would suggest you go to Nikon's Japan site and check that out. You would have to turn on auto translate feature. It's not perfect, but you'll get the gist of what's going on. One of the things that they talked about is how they agonize about how to make the dials up top. The ZF is going to have brass dials. They may not look brass, but they are brass underneath. They also showed different designs and what they had, and they had people test it out, both young and old, for how it felt. I labeled this video Bridging the Gap. The reason why I did that is because I want to point out that this camera is not made specifically for older shooters. The ZFC has been selling well all across the world. In Nikon's home market in Japan, it's been selling a lot. A lot of younger folks like this camera and its capabilities. Going to the ZF, you have increased performance and capabilities in this camera. Some of it rivaling the Z8 and Z9 and surpassing them in certain situations. If you're someone who used to shoot film cameras and you like the tactile feel of the dials, it's there for you. If you're a newer shooter, you just like the design of the camera, you like the dials, but you want to be able to do your own creative things, you can also put it in auto mode, program, manual, shutter, or aperture mode. So the functionality is there for both types of creators, photographic and people who do video. Now, it's not like the Z8, it's not going to do 8.3K, it's not going to do RAW, but for what it has, for the younger person, most people are shooting 4K 30, 24 in some cases, and 25. And 4K 60, you can slow that down and do slow motion. Personally, I would have wanted the camera to have more, but we also have to remind ourselves, the Z6 III is coming. Based upon this price point, I'm thinking the Z6 III is going to be priced even higher. The way the camera is designed, the way it feels, Nikon made it so it has a solid feel for it. If you're someone who want to do street photography and you want to walk outside and just shoot, no matter what lighting it is, you can take some great photographs. One of the things I love about the camera is the new sensor. While personally I would have wanted something higher, and I think most of us figured you can get something better, I think Nikon did a great job in choosing to stick with a 24 megapixel sensor. This sensor design has better low noise performance. As a person who likes to shoot in natural light, these days I don't carry around a flash with me. You know I'm traveling around Southeast Asia. To lighten off my load, I sold off all my gear and I've kept it simple. So whatever I'm shooting is going to be based upon available light. This camera is appealing to me the more and more I find out about it. When I saw some of the photographs and read some of the information about the sensor, the low noise, the fact that it has selective noise reduction, these are great things. The h-stops of IBIS, I had at my A7R5. You can handle this thing down to some ridiculous number, half a second, 1/3 of a second, and get some really great shots. Couple that now with a camera that can shoot in low light. To me, that's a big thing. I've been agonizing about whether I should get this camera or not. If you're someone who is thinking that a retro style of vintage heritage camera should be for those who used to shoot film, then you're not someone who's looking for Nikon to do well and move forward. If Nikon only built a camera specifically for people who used to shoot film back in the days, how many people would be buying the camera? I've seen the YouTube comment sections. They're filled with old photographers talking about they don't want it because it has video. I would say flip the screen around. I like the design, how they did it. You can flip the screen around. You have that look like there's no screen back there and you can shoot. I think that's a great feature. If you don't want video, you don't have to use it. If you want to use video, you can use it. If you are someone who just wants to slow down and use the dials, they're perfect for that. You'll definitely get the feel. If you don't want to do that and you just want to use the thumb wheels, you can put it in program mode, manual, and go for broke. But for the younger folks who are discovering Nikon, video is the big thing today. And for these people, I'm happy to see that Nikon is making a push to compete with Sony, Fuji, and the other guys to put features in there that people are looking for. Now, while it wasn't marketed as a vlogging camera, it does have the features that allow you to vlog. The flip forward screen allows you to see yourself when you're recording. It has zebras and waveforms to tell you what your lighting conditions are like, whether you're overblown or not. These are things that people like to have that has not normally been on lower end cameras. More and more manufacturers are realizing that they need to cater to the younger folks. And Nikon has put out what I would consider to be a tour de force feature for a mid-range camera. It's not the Z6 III, but this can tell us what will come in the Z6 III. The one thing I think that I would have an issue with would be the grip. But guess what? Nikon thought about that and worked with SmallRig to provide a grip. I've seen that in Japan, Nikon is going to be offering grips for the camera as well. I hope it's going to be in the same color. That will probably make me have to go to Japan to make a trip to get that camera, because whatever camera I get, I would want it to have the grip in the same color. The only one I've seen right now from SmallRig is black. Maybe we'll see more, we don't know. If you're being honest with yourself and you look at all the features and you think about what this camera has, you can see that this camera can satisfy people from the older generation and the new generation. It's a hit for Nikon. If you love this camera, go out and buy it. Don't just think about the old ways and say this is not great and so on. I've seen many videos posted about what people think about the camera in the comment section, what people are saying about it. Give it a chance. For the price point and the features that it has, it's a fantastic camera. I've seen people from Fuji, from Sony, from Nikon in forums saying that they want this camera. So it is appealing to people across brands. That's a great thing for Nikon. Let me put this out here right now. As we go forward, we are not going to see any photo-only cameras from most major manufacturers. Everybody's going video these days. Fuji has just updated the GFX 100 too, and they've added really great capabilities inside of it. I'm pretty sure Hasselblad is going to get on board, Leica, everybody's going to get on board with this thing. Because even though those cameras are pricey, people are looking for video features. It's the new thing. I probably will be getting one of these cameras. I don't know just yet. I still love my FX30, but knowing that I can have two cameras from the same brand where the colors match without too much tweaking or none at all. From what I'm seeing, that 40mm the camera will ship with looks like a pretty good lens. I do have 40mm f2, but it's a manual focus and I have to utilize that with the FDZ adapter. I'm not sure if I will go with the camera lens or if I'll just go body only and utilize the manual focus lens. That's probably the route I would go if when I want to go out in the street and shoot and just kind of keep it quiet. Thanks for watching the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Hello everyone, welcome back to the video. Oh good Lord!